Hi, welcome to another hashtag Now Smoking Cigar Review. This is the La Meridiana Toro box press from Villiger Cigars. We received these several months ago, and it is a beautiful looking cigar. It is made in honor of, or as a tribute to, I should say, the great La Meridiana factory in Cuba, and I'll tell you more about that later. But this is a Nicaraguan puro. It is a Nicaraguan Habano leaf with Nicaraguan filler and binder. It looks like it's really, really nicely pressed. It's not too sharp, but it's nice and square. The wrapper is a little bit rustic in the sense that there's some veins, but it doesn't, make it ugly to me anyway. I can see that the cap is a triple seam, and it's really well applied. It's very seamless, and it has a nice weight to it, and we're going to see how it tastes. First, with the cold draw, let's give it a cut. So, there we go. Nice cut. Oh wow, nice draw. Perfect. And then we're going to give it a light. Let's see. There we go. There's fire. So, again, like I always say, you want to take your time lighting your cigar just as you would smoking it, because you don't want to char the thing. You want to basically just caramelize the flavors in the tobaccos slowly, like you would if you were cooking, say, some kind of, onions and garlic or something like that for a sauce. But I'm just taking it easy with this. Well, it looks like I got a pretty good light off this thing, and I'm tasting. Ooh, it's really nice and creamy. I got kind of a leathery taste off the cold draw, but I'm still getting a little bit of that in here. But I'm also getting some nice sweet tobacco flavor. So I'm getting a little bit of earth, that Nicaraguan earthiness with some of that sweet tobacco. There's probably some jalapa in there. And I don't know what the specific blend is. But so far it's getting good. The smoke is very, very creamy. I'm getting a great draw. You can see right there how well it comes out through the head of the cigar as well as the foot. That's a good sign. It's at this point, I just started it. It's like a medium body, but I'm getting a little pepper through the nose. So it is a little spicy. Yeah, a lot of creamy smoke. Look at that. And it is a little peppery. Now that's starting to get going. Some of that pepper's coming out. All right, well, we've got a good start. Let's see how it is when we get around to the first inch. Oh, baby, baby, baby. Look at this. This is so creamy, and it's sweet. And it's kind of like a medium body with a little pepper on the finish. And look at that ash too. Really nice. It's firm. I'm almost tempted to tap it, but let's see. Ooh, even the retrohale has a nice flavor to it. Let's try it with some coffee. Now, the people of Villiger Cigars, they really have their act together. When they send us cigars, they also do a nice little booklet. And this is the story of the La Meridiana cigars. And it was a favorite in Europe. This cigar has actually been available in Europe. And now it's come to the United States. And it got a 92 rating in Cigar Journal. And we love Cigar Journal. And if they gave it a 92. So it was actually released in, let's see, was it released in 1998 in Europe? And it's gained a very loyal following there. It was conceived by Heinrich Villiger. Heinrich is the president of Villiger Cigars, and he loves Cuba. He loves Cuban tobacco. He loves Cuba cigars, but he also wanted to do something for Cuba. He's visited it many times, and there was a factory called La Meridiana, and it was owned by a fellow named Pedro Murias, and it was one of the biggest and most well-known factories in Cuba before the Cuban War of Independence. I'm not talking about the revolution with Castro. This is way back at the turn of the 20th century. He was forced to sell the factory because of the war, and after the war ended, which was in 1898 actually, the factory just became a memory. And Heinrich Villiger decided, I'm going to bring this cigar back. If I can't bring the factory back, I can at least bring the name back and try to give it some status that way. And he said that what he wanted to do was make a beautiful and elegant cigar enough to carry on the La Meridiana name in honor of Senor Murias. So what he did was he created a Nicaraguan puro, which I mentioned earlier. It has a Nicaraguan Habano wrapper. They really haven't specified what the filler is, other than everything else is Nicaraguan. And it is made in 4 sizes. There is a Corona, a Robusto, a Torpedo, and a Churchill, and I am smoking the box press, which is the only box press size in the line. Yeah, it's just really nice. It's just real sweet. I'm getting kind of a woody note in there. There was some pepper early on, but that's just gone. And it's just very creamy, very elegant, very, as I say, refined. It's going good with my coffee. And the burn is okay. It's a little off. You got to be honest, right? But it's not bothering me. It's not affecting anything. And I'm pretty certain it's going to straighten out, so I'm not worried about that. I don't know. It's just really, it's got a lot going on in there. It's like I said, it's very creamy, and it's a little earthy still. Like I said, there's some woodiness in there. Maybe even that little leather is still in there. Toasty. I don't know, but so far through the first inch, it's been really great. Wow, that is really something good. So let's see what happens in the second act, and then we're going to try pairing it with the Grand Imperial. Oh baby, I'm really, really loving this cigar. I'm at the midsection just about, and I think we ought to try this Grand Imperial. Now, why am I using Grand Imperial Orange Liqueur? Well, the folks at Villiger were kind enough to send us a complimentary bottle of it because they feel that this is the ideal liquor to pair with the cigar. Well, let's give it a try. So we have our glass. All right, not too much. I am working, you know. All right, very good. I'm going to breathe a little bit. Now this happens to be very sweet. The cigar is sweet. Normally you want more of a counterpoint from what you drink to what you smoke, but let's see how it goes. Ooh, yeah. Oh, that is smooth. Smooth, just like the cigar. I have it coating my palate. Let's see how it goes with the smoke. Wow. I can still taste the orange, and the smoke kind of brings out a lot of flavor. That is a nice pairing there. So kudos to the folks at Villiger for that one. I guess they do their homework. I'm going to take the band off at this point. So what I'm getting now is, I'm still getting a lot of creamy smoke. It's still sweet. I even got like a little hint of like vanilla caramel. That was before I began pairing it. That was with my coffee. It's just very consistent, which is something I like. It hasn't really gotten any stronger in terms of the strength. The body is still like a medium, which is nice. Yeah, that's really, really good. Let's have another swig. Wow. It's got legs, baby. I'll tell you, this stuff is so sweet and smooth. You could really drink a lot of it. That's all I can tell you. Wow. But man, once the smoke hits your palate after you've had a shot of this, it's just like everything just explodes. It's like getting like a cinnamon-like pepper. I'm tasting some of that orange tang in there. The notes off the smoke, just everything just mixes beautifully. It's nice, very light gray ash with some dark gray in it. Let's make 3 a charm. It's a very thick kind of a liqueur. It's not watery. It's got some viscosity to it, you know. Ooh, yeah. So I'm getting, again, a lot of sweetness, a little bit of earth, very little pepper. Some of that woody note is in there, maybe like an oaky note. And a little bit of that like vanilla or caramel-like flavor, or toffee, however, you know, a lot of people describe it differently. Yeah. Well, that's Act 2. Let's see how Act 3 turns out. Wowee. This is still medium in body, still super creamy, still sweet, toasty, nutty. It's got a lot going on in there. And I got to tell you, if I had to choose between the coffee and the Grand Imperial, I probably would take the Grand Imperial. It's very good. But we're back to coffee right now. And I even got a little buzz off of that, so, you know, feeling good. Let's see. Yeah, this is just really fine, I tell you. It's got really great flavor. The burn has evened out completely now, and the ash is still nice and firm. I've got basically 2 ashes in here. The first one's about 1 inch, the other one's about 1.5 inches. And it's just a wonderful, relaxing cigar. It's the kind of cigar I guess you could smoke. I'm smoking this in the morning, believe it or not. And you can smoke it, like I said, in the morning with coffee. Maybe in the evening, you go for the old Grand Imperial, or maybe a good bourbon, maybe a sweeter bourbon. If you think you're getting too much sweetness out of the cigar, maybe something that's not so sweet, but it really goes great with this orange liqueur. I am really, really enjoying this cigar. Let's see how the retrohale is at this stage. Oh, okay. It's not too peppery. It's creamy. Kind of a leathery note in there. But very, very good cigar. I tell you, I've been kind of a fan of the Villiger cigars over the last few years. They've been making some really nice stuff, and I think this is probably the best cigar they've made to date. That's just my personal opinion. But if you haven't smoked a Villiger cigar, I would say go to this right away, the La Meridiana. And if you like a box press, go for this Toro. Like I said, the other sizes are Parejos, but this is really, really fine. Yeah, really, really creamy. And I can see why they may have paired this with the Grand Imperial. This is very, very creamy. The cigar is very creamy. You get those nice flavors. This has a really, really good viscosity to it. So it really coats the palate nicely. And when it's mixed with the smoke, just everything just comes out. It's like a flower blooming, I guess is a good way to put it. And I'm just really, really enjoying this cigar, and I hope they do well with it too. I would say that because of its body and all the flavor that I'm getting out of it, this cigar really could be for anybody. It could be for someone who's just getting into cigars, an experienced cigar smoker who likes a lot of flavor. Just, I don't know much more to say about it. It's just a fantastic smoke. Goes great with the Grand Imperial. Great with your coffee, anything you want to pair with it, it's your choice. But I want to thank you for watching #NowSmoking, and thanks to the people at Villiger for making this beautiful La Meridiana cigar, and Heinrich Villiger, and my friend Ray Castaneda, who sent us the cigars, and we really appreciate that. So we'll see you next time on #NowSmoking, and happy smokes.